Welcome to Wild Heart Yoga Online's first yoga class, formerly known as Kelly J Yoga. It is now Wild Heart Yoga, even though it's still just me, Kelly. And today we're going to do a Hatha yoga class based on balance, and we're going to work kind of from the ground up, starting with the feet, the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes, and all of these muscles really help to support overall balance in the body. So we'll take some special care and pay attention to those areas today. As far as props go, this class is completely standing. You may want a chair or a cushion for the end of class if you'd like to sit down, but for the most part, we will be standing, and maybe a yoga block or two. But other than that, we can go ahead and get started whenever you're ready. Meet you at the top of the mat. Okay, so we are going to get started. If you have your props available, you'll have a yoga block, chair, wall, anything that makes you feel comfortable in class today. And we're just going to start by standing. So go ahead and come to the top of your mat. You can turn to face me. You can turn to face the front of your mat, wherever you are situated in your home, and just start to roll your shoulders back. Let your scapula kind of just draw down the back of your body. Ground down through the feet, maybe peek down at your toes, make sure the toes are facing forward. The feet are a comfortable distance apart. Doesn't matter how wide or how narrow, just comfortable. And then stand up nice and tall, turn your gaze forward. Maybe turn your palms to face forward as well. Thumbs face out. Just take a couple breaths here, in and out through the nose. Relax your forehead. Relax your jaw. Bring yourself to yoga. Maybe allow your eyes to close down here if that feels good. Already kind of testing your balance. And if you close your eyes, just bring your awareness down to the bottoms of your feet where they connect with your yoga mat or your floor. And just feel the space underneath the feet, where your toes connect, the balls of your feet press down, the outer edges of the feet, and maybe noticing that little space where the inner arches lift, and then all the way back to the heels. Start to bend your elbows. Place one hand on your chest over your heart and one hand on your low belly. And breathe a couple more rounds of breath. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Good. Take one more big breath in. And a complete breath out. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and gently blink them open. Release your hands from your chest and your abdomen. I'm just going to turn to face you. And then take a peek down toward your feet. And we're just going to start to rock forward and back. So keep your knees nice and soft. Try not to lock your knees out, but soften the knees. And you're just going to lean your weight forward into your toes, the balls of your feet. And then you'll just lean back toward your heels. And this doesn't have to be super exaggerated. You can do pretty subtle movements here, just leaning your weight forward and back is all. Just kind of rolling through the feet. Good, and maybe as you go, you can work a little bit more toward the toes, a little bit more toward the heels. So maybe the heels lift up, maybe the toes lift up as you rock back. Couple more, forward and back. Good, and then go ahead and just settle in, bringing your weight nice and even through both feet. And then from here, you can go ahead and look down toward your toes. What you're going to do is lift your toes up away from the floor. So the balls of the feet stay down. You're just going to shift your weight back toward your heels just slightly. Float your toes above the floor and then spread them out nice and wide. as wide as you can. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, think about one toe at a time, working from the outside in. The pinky toes go down first, and then the next toe, and then the next toe, and then the fourth toe, and then finally the big toe presses down. So now your feet are kind of, toes are kind of pancaked out. You're going to do that a few more times. So go ahead and float your toes up, keeping the balls of the feet pressing down, the heels pressing down. Spread your toes nice and wide. And then one toe at a time, pinky toe, next toe, third toe, fourth toe, big toe. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Lift the toes up away from the floor, spread them out nice and wide as you can get them. I know it kind of feels weird. And then pinky toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and then finally your big toe. One more time, float the toes up, spread them out nice and wide. I'm doing it with my hands too. Pinky toes, next toe, third toe, fourth toe, and finally the big toe. Go ahead and relax your feet. Maybe shift your weight from side to side here a little bit. Soft through the knees. Good, good, good. Awesome. Okay, so from here, what you're going to do is let's step our right foot forward just like 6 inches or so. So it's just going to be like you're taking a step forward. Nothing dramatic, nothing too far. Just taking a step forward with your right foot. Bring your hands up to your hips, stand up nice and tall. Think about drawing in through the low belly and allowing that low back to lengthen out just a little bit. From here, you're going to bend both of your knees nice and soft. And then start to lift your right foot up, the ball of your right foot up, and then squeeze your toes up toward your kneecap. So you're just on the heel of the right foot and you're drawing the toes up toward the knee. Squeezing and lifting it up. Good, go ahead and plant the foot all the way down. You're gonna shift your weight forward into your right foot, press off of that left heel and come onto the ball of the left foot. Bend your left knee deeply. So it's like we're mimicking that walking motion, but really slowly. Slow motion walk. So press off that left heel, almost like you're going to jump maybe, take flight a little bit here. And then slowly bring that left heel down, lean your way back into the left heel, draw your right toes up toward your right kneecap. Again, keeping that belly lifting in, nice long low back. Squeezing the top of your foot toward the front of your shin. And then go ahead and step the foot all the way down, press off the left heel, come onto the left ball of the foot, maybe the left toes. But just so keep the toes spread, keep them pressing down, just so you get that little stretch through the toes again. And then press the heel back down, lean back, squeeze the top of your right foot toward the shin. This is the last round on this side. And then step the right foot down, lift the left heel up. So we're keeping that knee pretty bent, so we want to keep the hips nice and even. Good, and then go ahead and step the left foot down. Step your right foot back to where it started, and we'll step the left foot forward. Do the same thing on this side. So nice and soft through the knees, lift through the belly, nice long low back. And then draw the left foot up toward the left shin. So you're trying to almost close the gap a little bit. And then step the left foot down, lift the right heel like you're pressing off of the foot, but not really. And then slowly step the right heel down. Lean your way back into the right heel, lift the top of the left foot toward the left shin. Keep breathing. And then step the left foot down, lift the right heel. And last round, step that right heel down, lift the left toes. And step the left foot down, lift the right heel up. And go ahead and step that foot down, Bring your feet back into hip distance, or maybe a little bit wider or a little bit more narrow, whatever's comfortable for your body. Allow your arms to relax down by your sides. Just make sure that all 10 of your toes are facing forward toward the top of your mat. Soften your knees, and as you inhale, sweep your arms up toward the sky. Reaching up, keep your feet planted. Bring your palms to press together, and then exhale, draw them down into your heart center. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way out and up. Maybe look up toward the hands as the palms press together. And then exhale, bring your prayer down into your chest. One more time, breathe and inhale. Palms press. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Hands come down to your hips again. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart, or maybe a little bit more narrow this time. So try to avoid going too wide. You can bring your feet closer together or directly underneath the hips. Stand up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back. I'm going to turn back around. As you exhale, bend your knees and sink your hips back, almost like you're sitting down into a chair, but you're not going to go super low. It's just a little bit far back. Your weight's coming into your heels. Chest is lifted. Gaze is forward. Gently think about cinching it around the waist. So all four sides, front, sides, and back, just kind of cinching in, drawing in. Maybe lift up your toes like we did at the beginning of class, spreading them out nice and wide. And then inhale, straighten your legs up, stand up nice and tall. We'll do that a few more times. Exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips back and down. Weight comes toward the heel. So it's almost like you're actually sitting down into a chair, but not quite. And inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, bend the knees, take the hips back. So this is where we get that glute activation and hamstrings and quads and calf, just everything. Inhale, stand up. Good. Relax your arms down by your sides. And we're just going to take some little twisties here. So just turn to the right, turn to the left, knees nice and soft. Just let your arms dangle and sway with you. So they might bump up against your front and back as you go. Just nice and loosey-goosey. And nice and slow, turn your way back toward the front of your mat. Good. Okay, so this is where you will want a yoga block. If you don't have a block, that's not a problem. Grab a hardcover book, like a dictionary or an encyclopedia, if that's still a thing. I still remember those. I was a 90s baby, so, they were around. But grab your block or your book, place it on your mat, and then you're just going to step your right foot on top of your prop. Left foot is still going to be right next to the right foot. So that right knee is going to be very deeply bent here. So depending on how tall your prop is, if you have a taller block or a taller book, deep bend in that right knee. Try to keep the hips level. Feet are next to each other. Good. Start to put some pressure into that right foot. Start to straighten out the right knee. Keep your left toes touching the floor, but lift your left heel. And then bend that right knee, step the left foot down all the way. 2 more times. Straighten that right knee, lift onto the left foot, and then lower the left heel as you bend the right knee. Good, last one. Step up. Maybe on this one, you lean your weight into the right foot and float your left foot above the floor. Maybe tippy tapping the toes down. Good, step your left foot down. Switch it out. Block or book underneath the left foot this time. Deep bend in that left knee. Feet are still next to each other. One's just higher than the other. Stand up nice and tall. Relax through the upper body. Start to straighten out that left knee this time. Maybe coming up onto the right tippy toes. And then re-bending that left knee as you plant the entire bottom of the right foot. 2 more times. Lift up. And rebend and step the foot all the way down. Last one, maybe come up onto the tippy toes of that right foot. Maybe start to play with floating that right foot above the floor. And then go ahead and step it all the way down. Good. Swap it out again. So bring your block or your book underneath your right foot once more. So this is where you might want your chair or your wall available. So we're going to come into some balance. We've been kind of playing with it, flirting with it a little bit, but we're going to get there. So grab your chair, grab your wall if you need it. Maybe you're doing this with a friend. You can kind of support each other. Right foot on the block or book. Stand up nice and tall. Keep that right knee deeply bent. Hips are even. And then when you're ready, start to step. Lift the left heel. And then from here, you are going to float your left toes above the floor. So flex the left foot. Good. So you're just hovering the foot a few inches above the floor. Right foot supported by the block. Left foot is hovering. Breathe. Find one point to focus on in front of you that's not moving. Think about squeezing that right hip inward. A little bit of shakiness is okay. And then when you're ready, bend the right knee, step the left foot down. Swap it out. Left foot to your prop. Same way that we've been starting. Hand to wall or chair. When you're ready, step up. And then when you feel pretty okay here, just having your tippy toes down on the floor, maybe start to flex that right foot, hovering it above the earth next to the left. Think about squeezing that left outer hip in, engaging that glute on that side, the glute med. Noticing any sensations in the leg, the shakiness, kind of ride in and out. And then nice and slow, bend the left knee, step the right foot down. Good. You can go ahead and set your block or your book aside. And then turn to face the long edge of your mat. And you're going to step your right foot toward the top of the mat and turn your toes to face the short edge. Your left foot, you can play with this. The stance here can be pretty wide or it can be pretty narrow. We're going to come into warrior two. So if you have a more narrow stance, you're just going to bring a slight bend to that right knee so that the shin is more or less vertical. Same idea if you bring the left foot back a little bit further, just bend that right knee enough so that the shin more or less on a vertical angle. And then just let your hips open out to the side, shoulders and chest are open, left hip not popping back, but hugging in. And then when you're ready, just stretch your arms about shoulder height and turn your gaze over your right middle finger. Take a few breaths here. Breathe in and out. Soften the shoulders, relax the neck. One more big breath in. And complete exhale out. Lower your hands, relax your shoulders and your arms, straighten out that right knee. Gently pivot on the right foot, turn the right toes to face the long edge of the mat. Turn your left toes to face the short edge of the back of your mat. Shoulders are still stacked over the hips. Adjust your feet as needed. Take them closer together or farther apart. And then when you're ready, you're just going to bend that left knee, shin roughly vertical, subjective. So just kind of play with it, see how it feels. Open your arms up, gaze softly over your left middle finger. So yoga is really about exploring your body and how everything feels, not necessarily how it looks. Keep breathing. Good. One more round of breath. Exhaling, letting it go, and then gently straighten out your left knee, relax your arms down. Turn the left toes to face the long edge of your mat. So now both toes, sets of toes are facing the long edge. Just turn your toes in just a little bit. Let the heels come out just a little bit as well. Bring your hands to your hips. Stand up nice and tall. Inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge forward from your hip creases and just start to fold. And you don't have to go super far. If you just want to bring your hands to the tops of your thighs and stay here, this is totally fine. Maybe slide your hands down toward your shins. This is also a good place to stop. Or you can bring your hands, if you've got your chair handy, you can bring your hands to your chair or let your fingertips come down to the floor. Either way, no matter where you end up, just try to relax your upper body down. Lean your weight ever so slightly in toward your heels. Keep breathing. Always breathing. Good. As you inhale, lift your head and chest so that you have a nice long spine. Maybe start to walk your hands back up your legs toward your hips and lift your long spine all the way up. Right toes turn back toward the front of your mat. Bend your right knee. Reach your arms out. Warrior two again. From here, we're going to do a little bit of dynamic movement. So as you inhale, straighten out your right knee and reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, open your arms back out and rebend the knee. Inhale, straighten the right knee and reach. Exhale, rebend and open. Inhale, reach and straighten. Exhale, settle into warrior two. Lower your arms down, straighten your knee out. We're going to do the same thing, other side. Turn the right toes in, turn the left toes out. Reach your arms, bend your left knee, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms up. Get nice and tall and reach, and then exhale, rebend and open. Inhale, lengthen and reach. Exhale, open. I think one more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, settle back into warrior two. Take a full breath in. Exhale, relax your arms down, straighten out your left knee. Turn the toes toward the long edge of your mat and just carefully, slowly step your feet together. Good. From here, just kind of wobble around on your feet. Lean your weight from side to side. Roll through the shoulders a couple times. Good. We're going to try tree pose. So again, if you've got that chair, that wall available, you can absolutely use those for support. And we'll take our tree up in levels. So we're not going to start out in a full tree right away. We're going to start out nice and low and then work our way up. So find your feet nice and solidly connected to the earth. We're going to start with our left foot grounded. So just pop up onto your right ball of your foot. Bend that right knee deeply. Good. From here, this right knee is going to come out to the side any amount. Don't force it. So when you feel like it's kind of bumping up against a doorstop, just, let it. That's where it wants to stop. Don't force it. Good. Let it open as far as it wants to, staying on the ball of the foot. And then start to slide your right heel in to touch the inside of your left leg. Left ankle, the inside of the left shin. So taking this in stages, and if there's any point where you feel like, hey, this is feeling good, I'm good right here, you can stay there. So our next phase is going to be lifting the toes off of the floor and sliding the foot up to the inside of the right calf. Now press the inside of the left leg into the foot and press the foot back into the leg. You can bring your hands to prayer heart center. You can bring your hands to your hips, to wall, chair, whatever you need to do. If you'd like a little bit more, slide your foot up, reach down with the right hand and bring it in toward the inner left thigh. Good. Tree pose, breathe. Squeeze the foot in, squeeze the thigh into the foot. Draw in through that outer left hip. And then wherever you are, whenever you're ready, go ahead and release. Step the right foot down. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Just kind of dance it out, wiggle it out. Maybe come back to those sway twisties. Maybe dance out that left leg, that left foot. Good. So any fatigue that you might feel, that's those muscles working, getting that strength built up. The more you do this, the easier it gets. Other side. Bring your weight over into your right foot. Now really focus on connecting that right foot down into the floor beneath you. Nice and tall. Lean your weight over into your right leg. Keep that knee soft. And then start to lift the left heel. Turn the left knee out to the side, any amount. So I notice in my body, my left hip is a little bit less excited about tree pose than my right hip was. So it's not going to come out as open as the right side was. It's totally fine. No body is perfectly symmetrical, no matter what they say. And then slide your heel in to touch the inner leg. You can still keep the toes down. This is another good place to stop. If you'd like to come up to the next step, lift your toes above the floor and bring the foot to the inside of the right calf. Find one point to focus on. Good place to stop here, or if you'd like to, reach down with your left hand, grab onto the ankle, and bring the left foot to the inner right thigh. Prayer to heart center, hands to hips, wherever they like to. Press the foot into the leg, press the leg into the foot, engage that right outer hip. Embrace the shake. Embrace the balance. And breathe. And then when you're ready, in your own time, gently release, turn the knee forward, step the left foot down, shake it out, dance it out. Wiggle side to side, maybe twist and sway the arms. Good, slowly come back to center. Okay, so we are going to come down to a seat. So if you have a chair, you can just go ahead and sit down in your chair. If you'd like to join me, you can come sit on the floor. And if you're in your chair, just sit down comfortably with both of your legs out in front of you so they're not crossed just yet. But if you're sitting on the floor, obviously you can cross your legs if that's comfortable to you, or you can bring your legs straight out. Just find a seat that's comfy. Sit up nice and tall. Take a couple breaths. Okay, if you are in a chair, you're just going to cross your legs, like you're sitting in your chair. Cross your right leg over your left leg. If you're seated on the floor and your legs are crossed, just bring your right leg on top. Take a couple breaths here and notice if you're feeling any sensation in your right outer hip, just sitting like this. If you'd like a little bit more, go ahead and start to lean the chest forward. Maybe bring your forearms to the top leg. Maybe bring your fingertips to the floor if you're sitting on the floor. If you're in your chair, maybe just walking your hands down your front shin. But think about keeping the spine nice and long, and you're just leaning it forward. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Uncross the legs, and we're just going to switch. So bring your left leg to cross on top. Sitting in your chair, just cross the thighs over. If you're seated on the floor, just make sure that your left shin is in front of your right shin. Sit up nice and tall. A couple breaths here and just notice if you're feeling anything already in the left hip. If you'd like to experience maybe a little bit more sensation, you can slowly start to lean your chest forward. Maybe walking your hands down your front shin if you're seated in your chair. If you're on the floor, bringing your forearms to the top leg or fingertips to the earth. So just not looking for a huge release here, just a little bit of sensation, a little stretch in that outer hip. Think about more softening and relaxing more than an active, super deep stretch. And then inhale, lift your head and chest all the way up. So just find a comfortable seat. Legs can be any way. Sit up nice and tall. Start to walk your left fingertips over toward your right side, your right leg, and exhale, gently twist to the right. On your next breath in, gently unwind from your twist. Find that length again in your spine. And then exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Next breath in, gently unwind from your twist. Sit up nice and tall. Relax your hands anywhere they'd like to be. Close your eyes down. We'll just take a few final breaths together. And on your next breath in, gently reach your arms all the way out and up toward the sky. Allow your fingertips to press one by one, and then your palms as you exhale, drawing your prayer down to your heart center, bowing to your prayer. Take a full breath in, a complete breath out. Place your palms over your wild heart and take a moment to thank yourself for coming to class. Relax your hands down into your lap and gently blink your eyes open. Thank you. If you like this class, there will be another one next week and the week after that, every Wednesday for the foreseeable future. If you would like to, you can comment below, let me know what you'd like to see next. And of course, thank you so much for practicing. I'll see you next time.